Today we're taking a look at the new Arlo security cameras called the Pro 5 2K. This is the set of 4 cameras I got here, but you can also just buy them one at a time. They promise better night video with color, better battery up to 30% extra, and they've also updated the app. First off, what's in the box? Well, this is the 4-pack, so with that you'll get 4 cameras, 4 batteries, 4 holders, 4 sets of screws, the power brick and the magnetic charging cable. The manual basically refers you back to the app, which does explain everything much better than the usual papers do in my opinion, so I like that. The cameras don't need a smart hub or base station to work, but you'll need it to make use of Apple HomeKit. It does work out of the box with Hey Google, if this then that, and SmartThings. You do need it though to save footage on an SD card. Without it, you can only save it if you have an active subscription, which at the time of making this video will set you back $3.99 per month. The setup process is really easy. You need to select which camera you have, enter the Wi-Fi password, and the app explains everything you need to know, like how to put the battery in, which is done very conveniently with pressing this button at the bottom, while then the inner part pops out. Put the battery back in and press in until you hear this click. In this way, the feedback you'll receive makes sure you've put it in correctly. It will then give you a QR code, which basically contains your Wi-Fi information, and the cameras use this information to log in too. The connection was really good, surprising actually. I would have thought that the connection would degrade quickly when stepping like 5 meters into my garden. But the worst I've gotten is good. Now I can imagine there are some of you out there with huge backyards. And even though the manual says it's supposed to be good at 70 meters, that depends on all kinds of factors, like the amount of Wi-Fi or Bluetooth disturbance, walls in between or glass, etc. Okay, so with that working, we can take a look at the app itself. With the new version, it all looks modern and works fast. The app has 3 modes, so to say. The first one is on, where the camera will act as if you're not there and be alert to everything. The second one is home, where it knows you're there too, so it will be less alert to everything to save battery. The last one is standby, which means it will do nothing unless you do it manually. On the homepage, you can add cameras as widgets, which works good, but only shows the live feed if you actually press play on all of them, once again to save battery. If you don't press the play button, you'll see a thumbnail of the last activity. At the bottom, you'll also see feed, which will show you the activity recorded, and if you have the subscription, it will also show them categorized as animal, for example. These videos are uploaded to the cloud and can be downloaded locally, but once again, only with the subscription. The setting where you can select an area to receive notifications of, for instance if you don't want to record the whole street, is also a premium function. You'll get notifications, but only simple ones. If you want rich notifications, so to say, like an animal is spotted or a person has been seen, you'll need to have the subscription too. So it pretty much forces you to have the subscription, which is annoying since the cameras aren't cheap at all. And you guys know I'm not a big proponent of subscriptions with premium priced products anyway. The camera itself has a spotlight and even an alarm built in, which are very good but definitely won't replace the regular ones, but nice nonetheless. One thing I noticed was that it will switch in between color and black and white when the light is on or off, probably because it needs the light to have a more accurate color scheme. But this in turn will sometimes delay the footage when it switches. You can play around with these settings in the app, but this is it when it comes out of the box. Sometimes I notice more detail without color, and sometimes it's too white with the spotlight on. So it's kind of hit or miss with these new features. I think I would prefer external lights, in that way it won't be a white spot on the camera once people get close. Or just hang your camera up higher, which is recommended anyway for theft. If your camera gets stolen and you have an active subscription, you will get a replacement for free, which is nice of them, but it's pretty easy to steal, so I am a little worried about that. Arlo loves extra accessories which cost a fortune. For example, their total security mount, which would prevent theft, costing a whopping $40 a piece. Something I would actually purchase separately is the solar accessory, which will guarantee battery and you will never have to worry about charging ever again. The quality of the video looks good and can be pretty sharp too. It's in 2K. Something which can be an absolute deal breaker is the fact that the front is so fragile, it's an absolute disgrace. When installing these, I had to grab it at the front with my hands and there was some grease on the front, which I thought would have been easily cleaned with like a microfiber towel. Well, it scratched up the whole front panel and there wasn't any sand or anything there or in the towel. It's just really fragile. While searching online for this same issue, I saw a few others mention it as well on their doorbell product, which I imagine is exactly the same material. It's like a soft plastic, which you can also push in really easily. You would think there would still be a little plastic peel, but there isn't. It's just really easily scratched plastic. Now the lens did not get any scratching of course, since that's a different material, but it looks disgusting nonetheless. They could have really improved this. Other than that, I think it's a very good set of cameras, and I like the fact that you don't need the smart hub for it to work. And I say need, because sadly they made it so that you need the subscription instead. So I would still do your research when it comes to these and pick the best one according to your requirements. Now while I don't make a lot of security camera videos, if you're into technology, I think you're right at home here, so consider subscribing.